All praises go to Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Kakrakadash. Praise your holy name. You're so beautiful and worthy to be praised. Man of mischief. Mischief. 2. Get down to these precepts. Samuel, 1 Samuel 19, 9 through 12. And the evil spirit from Lord Yahweh was upon Saul, and he sat in his house with his javelin and in his hand, and David played with his hands. And Saul sought to smite David even to the wall with the javelin, but he slipped away out of Saul's presence, and he smote the javelin into the wall, and David fled and escaped that night. Saul also sent message unto David's house to watch him and to slay him in the morning. And Michal, David's wife, told him, saying, If thou save not thy life tonight, tomorrow thou shalt be slain. So Michal let David down through a window, and he went and fled and escaped. So Saul had an evil spirit, against King David. But he wasn't King David then. So Saul, he had mischief, in his heart for David. He had an evil condition. So when David played, with his hands, and Saul sought to smite David even to the wall. So, Saul, was some zealous of David, and the Most High, Lord Yahweh, sent the evil spirit, on Saul. But some type of way, David got away, because it was meant for David to get away, So, but it was a close call. And just like we gonna have some close calls, with the people that have evil spirits on them, that want to slay the prophets, the children, the ambassadors, the Most High mouthpiece. But we gonna slip away also. And y'all know the book of Ezra, how, the Jew hater wanted to, kill the Jews, and Mordecai, if that's his name, Mordecai, and built a big old javelin, to hang him 50 feet up high, But the Most High turned it around on him, and he got hung, And it was Ezra chapter 7, verse 4. And she said, let's bring it to 3. Then Esther, the queen, answered and said, If I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. For we are sold, and I am a people to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. You know, so that's just like us. You know, that's what we up against right now. You know, we are people. We were sold. You know what I'm saying? And I am like people to be destroyed. You know, old Esau want to destroy us, to be slain and to perish. He want us to perish. You know, we gonna skip on down to Ezra 9:22. As the days wherewith the Jews rested from their enemies, and the months which were turned into them for sorrow to joy, and for mourning into good day, that they should make them days of feasting and joy, and sending portions one to another and gifts to the poor. You know, and it was turned around, you know, for our good. Just like, you know, it's gonna be people out to get us, you know, but it's gonna turn out for our good. Skip down to verse 25. But when Ezra came from the king, he commanded by letter that his wicked device which he devised against the Jews should return upon his own head, and that he and his sons should be hanged on the gallows. You know, so you know, the same wicked devices that Esau got ready for us. Yeah, the Most High gonna turn it around, you know, and it's gonna be for them, for their destruction, you know, the men of mischief. You know, so don't think that we going into Jacob's trouble, you know, in the hour of temptation and we finna lose, you know. Yeah, it's gonna be some close calls, and yes, some of us gonna be beheaded, you know. But it's all for the glory of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. It's easier said than done, but we gonna have to go through it, brothers. Job 15:5-6. For thy mouth utters thing iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thy own mouth condemn thee, and not I, yea, thy own lips testify against thee. Yeah, so for thy mouth uttereth thy iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. You know, that's Esau. He's uttered thy iniquity, you know, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thy own mouth condemns thee, and not I, yea, thy own lips testify against thee. And that's what, you know, some of the 2/3 do, you know. They mouth condemn their own self, you know. And they choose the tongue of the crafty, you know, the 2/3, you know. They testify against their own self, you know. That they learned from Esau, the man of mischief. Job 15:16. How much more abomination and filthy is man which drinketh iniquity like water. You know, drink iniquity like water. You know, that's who after us, you know. How much more abominable and filthy is man which drink iniquity like water. You know. That's how this world is. It's evil. It's deep in iniquity, sins, wickedness. And them same people, yes, gonna be after us. Yes, we're gonna run into some situations where people are actors and they're gonna act like we cool. And remember, we sheep, so we dumb, you know. Sometimes we're going to fall into their trap, but the Most High going to make a way for us to get up out of it. Psalms 97, 10 through 12. Yea, ye that love the Lord Yahweh hate evil. He preserveth the soul of his saints. He delivers them out of the hand of the wicked. Light is sown for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord Yahweh, ye righteous, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. So we ought to give thanks, right now, because he done brought us through some trials and tribulations that we look back now and like, it had to be Barakatah Yahweh Shah that saved us through that. Proverbs 14 and 16. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. So that's Esau in one big bundle. He can't sleep, unless except they have done mischief, unless they make sure, somebody fall, That's their main thing, They gotta do. Make somebody misfortune or hardship, in need or want, wrongdoing, evil, harm, trouble, vexation, come or bring the grief. That's Esau. He can't sleep unless he done it to somebody. Isaiah 65 and 2. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walk in a way that was not good after their own thoughts. He spread his hands out to us, But the 2/3, they don't want to hear, They stiff-necked, rebellious, They still want to smoke cigarettes, nasty cigarettes, want to smoke that marijuana, which really ain't nothing but chemicals now. I think they spray 450 different chemicals on that marijuana, all type of chemicals. You know what I'm saying? So they really, it's like green crack right now they smoking. And they keep them open, and that's a necessity. How have weed become a necessity? Jeremiah 9, 2 through 9. Oh, that I have in the wilderness a logging place, a wayfaring man, that I might leave my people and go from them. For they be all adulterers, as assembly of treacherous men, and they bend their tongues like their bows for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth. So they're not valiant for this word, this good word, the truth. For they proceed from evil to evil, and they know not me, says the Lord Yahweh. Take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother. So can't trust not any brother in these evil days, for every brother will utterly supply slut, and every neighbor will walk with slander. I know the kind, I can, testify, to, we, where I'm at, Section 8 housing, on Skid Row, and we have a TV room, and we can, I go in there and watch TV for a minute, then leave, And while you in the TV room, they talking, a few people talk, and then somebody, they could be talking. As soon as that person leave the room, they'll talk about that person, walk with slander, even though, they was just talking like they was buddy. But soon as they leave that TV room, they talking about him, talking about that nigga. You don't trust that nigga. Did you hear what that nigga said? And they will deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongues to speak lies and weary themselves to commit iniquity. Thy habitation is in the midst of deceit. So, while we in the day room together, we in the midst of deceit, Nobody, trust anybody, everybody trying to deceive each other. That's why I'm only there in there for a moment, I'll watch, somebody might talk a little bit, then I'm gone. They have taught their though deceit they refuse to know me. Through deceit they refuse to know me, says Lord Yahweh. Therefore thus says the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I'm just using myself as an example. I'm not trying to say that I'm holier than thou and all that. Therefore thou says Lord Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will melt them. He gonna melt them and try them. For how shall I do for the daughters of my people? So he gonna try us, He gonna make sure we 100. Their tongues is as arrows shoot out. It speaketh deceit. One speaketh peaceable to his neighbor with his mouth, but in his heart he lays his weight. Shall I not visit them for these things, says Lord Yahweh? Shall not my soul be revenged? Or such a nation as this? ? Man of mischief, evil condition, hardship, need, want, wickedness, wrongdoing, evil, trouble, vexation. And that's what's going on with this lockdown. People are vexation. They having, they feeling some type of way that they gotta stay inside. People getting on each other's nerves. Michael 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. And that's what these elite are doing right now, They got the power in their hands, so they shutting down the city. They opening up a few businesses and say, well, you can have curbside, you can meet them at the curb and give them their food. The restaurants in California, or the malls, yeah, they can order from y'all, but y'all gonna have to meet them on the curb. They can't come inside. They can't come inside your business. Meet them on the curb. It's in their heart to practice and do it, So that, the man of mischief, Esau, the 2/3, They just, doing too much. Yes. But we can continue to strive and do the best we can and praise Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Shalom, brothers.